For over 40 days have elapsed since the protest started in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, and ahead of the protesters' long march to Muzaffarabad, the Pakistani Army Chief Asim Munir's forces have killed 9 people in a fresh escalation, according to Reuters. The protesters have now issued a fresh ultimatum to Islamabad. Now, thousands of supporters of the civil society group Joint Awami Action Committee have been on a sit-in at Rawalkote's Eidgah ground since the 9th of June. The protests were originally ignited by a ban on the JAAC, which put forth 38 demands, including the abolition of the 12 seats in the so-called Legislative Assembly, which are dominated by Pakistanis. However, Munir has opted for brute force, with security personnel opening fire and tear gas on innocent civilians in the illegally occupied Indian territory. On Tuesday, for instance, the protesters were killed in Tarar Khal and in Rawalkote, and according to reports, Pakistan has deployed as many as about 4,000 security personnel to stop the protesters from entering into Muzaffarabad, while internet remains suspended. Reports also suggest that a media blackout has also been imposed and cities have been sealed. Although the long march was temporarily put off after holding talks with the government, the JAAC has given a new deadline. If Islamabad does not agree to its demands by the 21st of July, the protesters will embark on a long march to Muzaffarabad on the 22nd of July. Meanwhile, one of the prominent leaders of the JAAC, Sardar Aman Khan, has vociferously contested Pakistan's claims over Jammu and Kashmir. Addressing the protesters in Rawalkote, he asserted that the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is neither independent nor is it a disputed territory, but called it an occupied territory. Now, the statement was met with loud applause from thousands of people as they voiced their support.
ये इस वक्त क़यादतें मौजूद हैं और उन क़यादतों की मौजूदगी में ये एक डिस्प्यूटेड टेरिटरी है, ये एक मुतनाज़ा इलाका है, लेकिन ये मुतनाज़ा नहीं है, ये मकबूजा इलाका है, ये मकबूजा इलाका, इस पर कब्जा है.
Previously, Aman Khan had appealed to India to provide food and medicines to the residents of POK, accusing Pakistan of curtailing essential supplies to the region. He also has warned that protesters could consider marching towards the line of control if Munir's forces respond to the people's demand with bullets. But what is the root cause of this crisis? Now, speaking to WION, the London-based Pakistani journalist Adil Farooq Raja linked the ongoing protest to the unequal distribution of resources in the country. Now, according to him, public resentment had grown as most funds go to the military, even as economic relief has eluded the common man.
Started as an economic protest, but it is not an economic protest anymore. The initial demand did focus on governance and public grievances. Protest leaders are now framing the movement into broader political terms because the social contract is not working.
And this has raised a lot of questions. Can Pakistan afford to alienate POK further, considering that the internal turmoil is now rising in its own backyard of Balochistan and even Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, with its role as a so-called mediator and also unraveling after the resumption of hostilities between the United States and Iran? The crisis for General Munir continues. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.